intro today's episode. Let's get the pizza going. Rampage starts probably now, but he's not going to come out now. As you know, he's a main eventer. He's probably going to come out right around the end of the show when Garcia and Moxley is supposed to happen or something. I don't know, but he's not going to be the curtain jerker, right? CM Punk came back! Hey there guys, first of all, massive apologies for not uploading the Dynamite review this week. I was not in a very good place mentally, but suffice to say, after watching today's Rampage, it's hard not to be in a very good place mentally. CM Punk is back after 7 years of absence from the ring. He's finally back and he's in AEW. CM Punk is all elite. By the way, the bit at the first wasn't really a bit. It was artificial because I reenacted what actually happened, which was basically that. I was baking a pizza to eat during the show because I didn't expect CM Punk to come out during the beginning of it. And he did. And I had to run for it to not miss it. Still didn't burn the pizza. 10 out of 10 chef skills right here. Anyways, we started things off this Rampage with a massive debut, and that is of CM Punk. And the All Elite production guys didn't miss a single beat to post CM Punk is All Elite to Twitter. And holy shit, Twitter has been going nuts since we saw that. Since we heard that. Everyone's going nuts. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect him to be at the top of the show at least. I expected him to come around at the main event or something, but here we are. The crowd went ballistic. There were dudes in the crowd crying, legitimately crying. People were screaming their lungs out. People were screaming CM Punk, and CM Punk delivered. He came out with this impassionate promo about how he's missed doing this for 7 years, and the only reason he hasn't, even though he wanted to, is because he didn't want to go back to the place that made him sick. Vince's circus of carnies. So that's why he came here. And yeah, he's all elite. That's basically the promo. Except, it's not. He has a few more things to say. First of all, his first match is going to be against Darby Allin at All Out, and that match has been set by Tony Khan. We're seeing Darby Allin versus CM Punk in 2021. Crazy. He also tells everyone that everyone gets a free ice cream bar for waiting for him for so long. I wish I was in Chicago. At least we got the conclusion to the ice cream bar story from WWE, which is nice, I suppose. Next up, we have Jurassic Express versus Private Party for the first match of the Eliminator Tournament. And this was a really good match. The Bucks came out to watch and I was expecting shenanigans, but there wasn't much actually. All the shenanigans came from Matt Hardy, who's managing Private Party and has been for a while now. He even yeeted Marco Stunt in a really brutal way. Looked nasty as hell, but you know, whatever. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus picked up the win with a beautiful counter from the Gin and Juice and hitting Quen, I believe, I could be wrong, with a assisted powerbomb from Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy picks up the win. They move on to the next round. Up next, Kenny Omega cuts a short promo with Don Callis how Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus had a fluke win, just like Christian had a fluke win over him last week. Sure, Kenny. We believe you. He goes on to say he'll be beating Christian at All Out. Up next is a promo of Kiera Hogan trying to make herself look good because we all know she's gonna get eaten alive by Jade Cargill. She tries to do herself justice, and for the most part, it's a pretty good promo. It's sweet, it's short, it's well edited. There's nothing wrong with it. But again, we all know who's going over, honey. I'm sorry. So Jade Cargill comes out, Kiera Hogan doesn't even get an entrance. I mean, at this point, the writing's on the wall, and yeah, it was a short match. Jade kills Kiera in about 2 minutes, squashes her with the Jaded, and picks up the 1-2-3 for the win. Up next is Daniel Garcia versus Jon Moxley. Daniel Garcia has been doing really well for himself in AEW, considering he isn't even signed to a contract. All things considered, he's not bad. He's really a good wrestler. But his promo skills do lack a little, and the promo that they cut before the match really does show it a little bit. Daniel Garcia was fine in the promo, but Mox destroyed him in the promo battle, saying, and I quote, "It's easier to impregnate Mox than it is to knock him out," which I know a time in Tumblr that people would go nuts over Dean Ambrose saying something like that because there are a lot of horny Fujos out there. I don't know how many Fujos he still has, but you know. Main event time, it's Garcia versus Moxley, and Garcia comes out to no entrance. Again, he's getting murdered and there's like 5 minutes left, so we all know what's going to happen. Moxley gets an extended entrance as usual with the Wild Thing and everyone cheering. Sadly, this is one of those days where Moxley's just not going to get cheered as hard as he should because Punk popped up. He's always going to be second place to CM Punk. So Mox comes out to huge cheers regardless. He comes out with Eddie Kingston. 2.0 is in the corner of Daniel Garcia, and the two of them go to war for as much as you can for 5 to 7 minutes. Garcia shows off his impressive chain wrestling technical skills. This is a man who got a 5.25 star match in the Indies against Wheeler Yuta, and there's a good reason for that. He's very good at chain wrestling, and he does out-wrestle Mox at occasions, but he is very skinny, and the story being told here is Mox just overpowers him with German suplexes, regular suplexes, clotheslines, you name it. Sometimes just headbutts the guy, and it's like brutal. Mox really does the power spots really well, especially for a guy who's not considered big by certain people's standards. Anyways, Garcia tries to work on the leg, does a lot of chain wrestling, really tries to keep Mox down, but Mox counters a heel hook at the end into a bulldog choke and wins. Afterwards, 2.0, the dickish heels they are, try to beat up Mox and Kingston, and they do for some extent, but then Darby and Sting comes out, and all of them beat the shit out of 2.0. 2.0 gets wrecked, son, and 2.0 look great being wrecked. They're the perfect jobbers. Genuinely some of the best jobbers I've ever seen. Please, I want to see more of these two funny, idiotic assholes on my TV. Thank you. Mox hits Garcia with a paradigm shift. Everyone stacks up 2.0 on the corner so that Sting can hit him with a Stinger Splash. Sting hits Parker with a Scorpion Death Drop. And then Darby finishes them both off with a Coffin Drop. Wonderful end to the show, but everyone will remember just one thing, and that is CM Punk popping up. End of the day, the overall rating for this show is 3 stars. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's way too low for a show that had CM Punk on it. But aside from Punk, there was really nothing that great going on. It was all squash matches, really, aside from Jurassic Express and Private Party, which was a great match, don't get me wrong. But other two were very short. You know what, as I say this, I think I have marked it a little too low. I'm giving it a 4. It's a 4. CM Punk came in. Come on. I'm this close to giving it a 5, okay? I'm this close to giving it a 5. I almost did. But you know what? 4 is fine. CM Punk came out, that's 7, 8, whatever, 9, 10 stars on its own. But the rest of the card was quite weak. And I would have enjoyed a longer main event match. Hopefully, not Daniel Garcia, but Mox versus somebody who's an actual establishment car, not somebody who you know is there to job. So that's it for my review this week on Rampage. CM Punk returned and my head is still blown. My goosebumps are up, my hands are shaking. I do not know what to say except just watch AEW, man. They really do deliver. They're not liars. That I like about them. They make their mistakes. They're not perfect, but they're not liars. They make good shows, and they promise good shows when they know they can deliver it. And they delivered today. CM Punk returning is going to be one of the biggest moments in wrestling history. The pop I heard was up there with the Austin pops and the Foley pops. And that is to be expected. Punk hasn't been around for a very long time, and people have chanted his name, screamed it for 7 years straight. It is to be expected that a pop that level would happen when he finally does return. And he returned to AEW. Rampage to be exact. Anyways, we'll see Dynamite this week. CM Punk popping up for the first time ever on Dynamite. And I will definitely be here to review the episode myself. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you like my content. It really helps the channel grow and it really motivates me as well. And of course, if you like the content, go to the links in the doobly-doo and, support a small YouTuber. I'm Navid Imtiaz, signing out.